Hey guys, Stream Fun Forever. This is an unfortunate video because it's about DeviantArt and they are going to force everyone to use Eclipse after around May 20th, and the old layout is going to be retired. Now, I don't like Eclipse because Eclipse has way too many problems and they're missing a couple of features which made the old layout stand out very well, and I'm going to explain what it is. Now, this is the old layout, the very old one. Here we have the username, the icon, the about, the group, how long I've been on DA, and recent activity, statistics. Now here I have Deviant ID, here I have my journal here, my GIF, my DOM codes, my description, the links, all that fun stuff. Here I have interest, my newest deviations. Even here you can add some information here or to decorate. Here you have the comments, and the groups again, and my watchers. So that's how my page looks like in the old version of DA. Now let's go to gallery. This is the old version of DeviantArt's gallery layout. I mean, it looks pretty nice and organized. You see all the deviations, including the literature and journals and all. And you even have your gallery folders. You can create your folders and organize your art here. For instance, I've organized my comic here, so you can read all the pages here in this folder without searching too much. So for instance, if I click on here, you can see this. And this is also the old version of the deviation page. See, if you click here, you can make it a bit bigger. Click it again, make it a bit smaller. I mean, pretty simple, straightforward. And here you have like description more, the tags. And here's more of the so-called HTML coding. Yeah, because the HTML coding is the one that really made DeviantArt stand out, because you can customize pretty much anything with HTML, and which made it so much fun. I mean, even here, if you use the DOM codes, you can also customize your page. Now here have the details, when I submitted it, stats, groups again. Alright. Now let's go back to my page. And let's switch to Eclipse and see what is different about it. Yeah, and this already looks very different. Now, first of all, we have this giant banner here. Yeah, giant. I mean, look at this. If you scroll up here, it's just so big. It's so big you don't even see the information here. You have to actually scroll down a bit to actually see it. So I mean, I don't really mind this banner here, but it's just too big, and I wish they could have made it a bit smaller. But otherwise, I don't think this is too bad right here. But what I don't like about Eclipse is, if you scroll down here, I mean, you have here the about, the admin group, subscription, digital art. Yeah, my art here. Here's my description, which looks different compared to the old one, but I will explain why this looks different here. And yeah, this is how my page looks in Eclipse. And in my opinion, the formatting, the style here, it just looks so, I don't know, it looks so plain and dull. Yeah, it's like there's not much going on. You see? And if you go into the gallery, then it all looks like this. Now you have the gallery folders up here, but you don't see everything, so you have to like click on this file here to see all the other gallery folders, which I don't like at all, because in the old one you were able to see everything, everything in one view, but here you have to actually click around to see the whole thing. And what's even worse is if you scroll down here, then, I mean, look at this. Everything looks it looks very clunky. I mean, you don't even know what's going on here. It's really clunky. And a lot of these arts here repeat themselves. You see the same arts all over again. You scroll down and down, and you see these same pictures here 3-4 times a row, which is so weird. I don't understand why this is like that. And even the description, I mean, look at this. You have to actually click on read more to read more of the description. This is not good at all. It is very unorganized and clunky, and you get lost pretty easily here. And I also don't like how you have so many different sections of adding a new comment here. I mean, down there you have it, and then here, and then here. I mean, what is this? I don't know what I'm even looking at or where I am. I'm totally lost in my own gallery. And for those who visit my gallery, it will be much worse. I mean, just look at this. This doesn't make any sense. I also don't like the fact how every time you scroll down a bit, it loads more automatically. Because while in the old layout, you had these little numbers down there you can click on to see arts that you haven't seen yet. Yeah, because the old layout, okay, I don't know what this is now. Okay, that was weird. Now here, this is the old layout, and here you see every deviation here once. You don't see it like 3, 4, 5 times. And the comment section is only displayed once, and there's not much scrolling and down that much. So if you want to see more arts, you just click on these numbers, or just click here on next, which gets you to the second page, and then you see more arts you haven't seen before. You see, everything is showing once and not 3 or 4 times in a row. And here, once again, only one place where you can write a comment. And gallery, the gallery folders, they're right here. They are right here. You see everything. You don't have to do unnecessarily clicks to see everything. You just click on one of them, and then you can see the entire thing, even the entire description. You don't have to click on show more and all this random crap, because this is much better. This is more organized. Next thing, we will look here again, and then we will switch to Eclipse, because even what? Okay, that was very weird. I don't know why this happened. Yeah, because Eclipse is very buggy and glitchy, so this is another problem with Eclipse. You know, it's not very stable, and it sometimes clicks you out randomly. I don't understand why this is like that. This is not very good, but here, this is how it looks in Eclipse. And honestly, I just don't really like that too much. I mean, first of all, if you zoom in, you know, you get to see this, but if you zoom in again, then this is suddenly so big. It's too big. And another problem is you cannot even see the rest of the page, because in the old layout, even if you zoom in, you see this entire thing without it being too big. But if you zoom in like that, you can still scroll down and read the description and the comments. But in Eclipse, it's not like that. Because in Eclipse, if you click here, you can't scroll down. See, this is really weird. And the picture's not even showing big enough. But if you click one time again, then it shows it too big. So either it's too big or it's too small. It's not very good. And to come out of this, you have to click on this X button. And then you'll be able to see the description and the comments. Not good at all, DA. I don't like that. Now, another thing I have noticed is the tags are displayed much more bigger than they used to be. Which I personally don't really like, because it's giving too much highlight, which is unnecessary, because the important part is the description itself, not the tags. The text is only like a minor information showing, yeah, what kind of tags I'm using here. But this shouldn't be so highlighted like this. I don't know, when I look at it, I'm looking more at the tags, more so than description. I don't understand why they have done that. Another weird thing about that is they have added a feature where you can change the background. Now, this is the one that I have, but you can also change into this. And then you have this background here around your deviation. But obviously not if you zoom in, which is totally weird. Now, I find this is an unnecessary feature. I mean, who asked for this? So why do we need this? I mean, nobody is going to care about how the background looks as long as we can look at the deviation. Because the deviation is the highlight here, not the background. So I really don't understand why they have done this. Let's go back to my page. Because there's another thing I have to say about it. Now, if you use Eclipse, then you're normally required to use this About section to write your description. But the reason why I have it down here is because if you write your description here, then let me just write something random, just to demonstrate it. Just write it like that, space it out like this a bit, save. Now here's the problem, because if you write too much in your bio, then you won't be able to see everything in it, because you have to click on show more to see the whole thing, including the interest. And this is not good at all. This is very, very bad. And because many people are not going to make the effort to click on something like this just to read more of the description, so this section here is kind of pointless. So instead I used what's called the custom box, because in the custom box, this is what's actually called custom box, but I changed the title to description because that's what it basically is here. I use this instead because it doesn't require the show more button. It is very strange. I don't know why DeviantArt has to add the show more button. I feel it kind of ruins people's description like that. I mean, what's the point, DA? Why are you doing this? This doesn't make any sense. And this is why I'm using the custom box, so people don't have to click on show more to read my entire thing. So now I'm gonna talk about the customization itself. As you can see, it looks different here compared to the old layout. And it has its reasons, because in the old layout you have to anyway redo your description, because Eclipse does not support HTML coding. This is no longer a thing in Eclipse. The only thing you can do is to use this add emoticon or avatar section, and then you can like search through like something like this, right? Welcome, and then you can use this to decorate, you see, to decorate your description. But that's all you can do, because anything else you can't find in the add emoticons or avatar, you won't be able to use it, unfortunately. I mean, even the ones that requires the dumb codes, you cannot use that anymore because they got rid of it. I'm going to show you what I mean. Now, if I go back to the old layout, I had, for example, this here. This one here requires the dumb codes, you see? This dumb code that you can also copy from here. But in Eclipse, this does not work. So let me copy this. And by the way, if you switch to Eclipse, they got rid of the dumb codes. You can't copy it anywhere else. You know, that's another thing they have done, is they got rid of it. Now let me paste that in here, because I don't want to ruin my description. Let me just paste it here. Click save. And this doesn't work. Doesn't show up at all. And it's very unfortunate, because in the old DA I also had my GIFs here. And even that is not going to work anymore. So if I copy this entire thing, switch to Eclipse, edit, alright, paste it, save, and that's what I get. Just a bio full of garbage data. Wow. This, you see, HTML coding does not work anymore, guys. And thumbnail codes either. Yeah, like I said, the only thing you can customize is using icons, PLZ accounts, or users, avatars, and that's it. That's all you can do. I think it sucks. It takes away from what we know DeviantArt to be simple, to be user-friendly, and to have that freedom to customize. I mean, you should be able to customize your own homepage. It's your own page, your home page. If you don't get to customize it well, then really, what's the point with Eclipse? You know, why is everything in Eclipse much worse than in the original? Let me get rid of that, because that's not looking pretty. I mean, at least you can still format the fonts a bit. If you, for instance, highlight this, you can bold it, unbold it, you can do this or that. At least you can do all these things. Or you can do this, like have this on the side or in the middle. Or you can add a link to the text, like I've done here. In this one, I've added the link to my Discord server. So at least you can still do something like that, and you can add a video. But all of this you can already do in the old DA, you know, just by using HTML codes. And plus you can do much more than that. While here in Eclipse, it's more limited. You know, you don't have as many options to do so then compared to the old one. I feel they should have kept HTML, because that is the #1 thing that made DeviantArt unique, is the customization. But another thing about that is the only thing you can customize is this part here. You cannot customize anything here or there. It doesn't work anymore. While in the old layout you were able to do so. You were able to customize this and this too. You can go here and add your customizations here as well. But in Eclipse you can only do that on one side. You can't customize anything on the left. So that means it's much less freedom in terms of customization, which isn't a good thing. It's kind of a downgrade. I mean, especially since you have done it in a very complex way, because many people don't even know how to customize Eclipse. I was only able to do so through a lot of trial and error, because while customizing this thing, it does get very buggy and glitchy at times, to the point where it can actually mess up your description. So this is why I didn't want to mess anything around here, because I did put a lot of hard work to make this look somewhat decent. Another point I want to mention is how DeviantArt represents their website. Now, if you enter DeviantArt, you would normally see a different color. So if I go on here, you have like these 3 colors here, and the standard color, the default one from DA, is the dark theme. See, this is how a DA will actually look like if somebody visits the DeviantArt page. Everything truly black. This full of darkness here, and then you have the white layout, which makes everything plain white. But I chose the green one because that's the closest to the old layout, which was also green. But even that, it looks quite dull and boring. It doesn't look very interesting. And this is also why I add these little icons up here, just to make it a little bit decent in a way. Make it stand out a little bit, but it still looks boring overall. And I personally don't like the fact that the dark theme is the default, because that is not what DeviantArt is. I mean, I feel like DeviantArt looks like a totally different website by having this dark layout as their standard. Why isn't the green one the standard? Because that's how we know DeviantArt for its green lovely layout. Why does it have to be black? Alright, let's go back to the green one, because that was much better. But it still doesn't look very good, no matter how you change it. Okay, here they have status updates and journals and polls. Not to mention, polls are now available for everyone, which I find kind of okay. I always thought it was unfortunate for only core members to have a poll thing, but now that everyone has that, I think it's kind of okay. I mean, I kind of like the fact now that I can now post polls without having to use core. I think that's pretty cool, but everything else about DeviantArt is not very cool. Now let's go to the notifications, because this is something that kind of upsetted me. Now if you go with the mouse up here, you will see your notifications straight away, which is actually not that bad, which is actually pretty cool. I mean, you even have a live notifications now, so that's a cool thing. But what I don't like about that is how they divided deviations and comments. Now here you can only see like comments and replies and all. Now I don't have anything here. right now, but yeah, I don't have any comments or replies. I mean, obviously people don't really comment much on my stuff anyway, but this is where the comments would be shown normally. But in order to see the newest deviations, I would have to go up here and to watch, and then I actually see this. You see, and then I actually see people's deviations. And this is not good at all, because that means people are going to overlook a lot of their messages, you know, depending on where they go to, either on this page or the other one. Now, either they will see the deviations and don't see the comments, or they see the comments and don't see the deviations. You know, because the sections are split. You know, you don't see everything in one page. And that is very bad. I don't like this at all, how this is now separated into sections. And it's very unclear where the other section is. Because if you look back in the old notifications, you're able to see everything. I mean, even here, you can see the entire thing here. Deviations, journals, status updates, replies. You see everything in one page. Deviant Watch, everything. While in Eclipse, this is no longer a thing. You will have to go in 2 different sections to see everything. I don't like that change at all. It pisses me off for DA to do this. It's really, because that means that a lot of people are not going to see my new deviations or see my new comments. People are going to overlook at this, and that is what I hate about it, because the DeviantArt community is anyway already kind of silent and distant from another, because I don't know why people on DA are like that, but that's how it is here. And by you having that notification split like that makes it even worse. People won't even realize that they have a notification, you know, in the way they set up the inbox. That's not a good decision on their part. Really, this is very bad. Now, what else is wrong with Eclipse? Another thing I have noticed is that they got rid of this part here, the online status. That's going to be gone too. They got rid of it. So that means you will no longer be able to see who's online and whatnot. Which is another reason why people are going to be even more distant from one another. I mean, what's the point being so distant from the other community? Because this is what DeviantArt is supposed to be. You know, if you join the website and upload your arts, then the intention is to meet other artists out there and interact with them and post comments and perhaps be friends too if you want. You know, because that's what we know DeviantArt for. And even this will be omitted. You will no longer be able to adjust what you want to see and what not from the people you're watching. That's going to be gone too. This is not very good how Eclipse is. I feel this will not only make people distance themselves more from each other, I think a lot of people are going to leave the website. I mean, many have already migrated away from day one when Eclipse got first announced. What about me? Would I migrate away from DA? My answer here is no. I'm not going to leave DeviantArt. I will stay here despite the change. Because there is no other website I can go to and post my art where people are active enough to interact and to post comments. You know, because I don't know any other website that can do that. I think DeviantArt is like the only website where people do interact with each other at times, but in most times they're anyway kind of distant and silent and all, you know. And this is very unfortunate. I just don't understand why Eclipse is being forced up on us. Why are they not fixing the actual problems on this website? I mean, we have like these bots that are going on around here, faving people's arts and even people's comments, because now in Eclipse people can fave comments now, and that's what the bots are now doing. They're faving comments so they can get the attention, and then people will go on their website and click on that link that goes to some kind of a dating website, which you guys should not click on those types of links, because it's a scam. You know, just so you guys are warned. So if you see those types of accounts out there that keeps faving your stuff and they only have this one link to this dating website, then don't click on it. Instead of just block these accounts, because those are bots that needs to get shut down. You know, because DA needs to get rid of these bots because they're causing a lot of problems. And I feel that after the Eclipse release, it has gotten much worse. It seems that bots have become more common after this Eclipse release, which is another reason why Eclipse is not a good layer on its own. They haven't really secured Eclipse good enough to prevent the bots from coming in. And this does give me a lot of concerns, because that means Eclipse is not going to be as safe as the old layout. I feel DeviantArt is gonna go downhill once this will get forced up on us. You know, the only reason why DeviantArt wanted to change their website is to modernize their website, because I remember them saying that the old layout looks too old-fashioned for them, in a way that it looks too much like the early 2000s. While most websites look more modernized compared to this layout. It still does not make any sense. Why do you have to modernize your website just to keep up with these modernized websites? It doesn't make any sense. You know, websites should be unique and not a follower from other websites. And this is what made DeviantArt so unique on its own. You know, because DeviantArt is like one of the only websites I know that was still kind of unique in its own way. But once they brought out Eclipse, DeviantArt is no longer going to be unique on its own. It's just going to be just a random copy-paste from just like YouTube and Twitter and Instagram, Facebook. In fact, the layout from Eclipse looks almost identically the same as ArtStation. Now if we go here, because I have sent this journal from this other user, and they have compared Eclipse with ArtStation. Now this is DeviantArt Eclipse, and this is ArtStation. Guys, see that? They look almost identical. See, that's exactly what I mean. DeviantArt is no longer unique on its own. It's Eclipse is a copy paste like every other freaking website out there. So unfortunate. And it kind of pisses me off because of the direction they went. Just trying to be another clone from every other website. I mean, what's the point? You know, try to be unique. You know, don't try to copy someone. Try to be yourself. You know, and being yourself is what really makes you stand out. But if you try to be a copy paste of something, then you will never be able to stand out as well. And that is my honest opinion about that. That goes for everything, not just for a layout, but it's even for humanity itself. To just be unique and don't be a plain ripoff of something. That is my opinion about Eclipse. And that's all I can say about that. Thank you for watching this video, and yeah, see ya.